Obviously, after 50 years, right, of owning this property and owning the land 8 years prior when we were very, very young, it's going to be difficult for us to leave. But when I look at this house and I think back on when it was designed and when it was built, I'm always amazed when people enter this house and say, but it's so modern, but it could have been built yesterday, right? And basically I think that was the skill of the architect, that he created a modern home based on modern architectural principles, but made it timeless. Our home was designed, right, by an architect, Peter Crone, very early in his career. So it was quite an adventure for both Peter and us, right, to work to design this house. The basic real criteria was that we wanted to feel like we were outside when we were inside. So therefore there is a lot of glass, right? There are beautiful views right into the garden. There are framed views into the garden with windows specifically placed to be able to do that. It also was a home that we wanted to be modern but also feel homely. And sometimes that's not the easiest to achieve, because modern homes often have sharp edges, square rooms, but we think we have achieved it. We have worked very hard over the 50 years that we've been here to actually be faithful both to the architecture and to the environment. And it also won an Architect's Award, which was icing on the cake. My favourite part of our home is the study. I spend a lot of time there, but it is the room with the most glorious panoramic view down the property. It has as its centre a most beautiful golden elm, which was actually planted on this property prior to us actually buying it. So we estimate that it's at least 60 years old. It also gives me a great sense of tranquility. It's always nice to lift one's head from a set of figures and look down over a gorgeous rolling lawn, right, into flowers and trees. Our home is surrounded by the most beautiful garden, which is full credit to my husband because it is his love. And we also have it designed so that even though it's not a large garden, right, it's an easily maintained garden, but we have it so that you wander through the garden, so there is a sense of space, not necessarily commensurate with the acreage. I'd love to tell you about our creek, right? It's probably the most special part, right, on the entire property. The flow of water varies, right, depending on how much rainfall we have had. It sometimes is a mere trickle, right, because the yabbies have redirected it right through their houses and created mansions underground. It's surrounded by all natural bush and ferns. It really is a little world apart. And sometimes we have lyrebirds. In fact, we've had up to 3 on this property. So we have been sitting in our kitchen with a guest in our house, listening to the lyrebird and watching him sit in the tree, going through his entire repertoire, right, of bird sounds and chainsaws and other various local noises, right, that he has managed to mimic. The area where we live is possibly unique, right, in the Dandenongs, in the sense that it is between 2 small townships, Sassafras and Olinda. We love it because we feel as though we have proximity to villages, we have proximity to restaurants and cafes, and can very easily take ourselves out for breakfast, right, on any morning that we so choose. And we then have the peace and quiet of our own property to escape to as well. So I guess for many you would describe it as the best of all possible worlds.